Welcome back, students. So we continue with the chapter General Principles and Processes of Isolation of the Elements. So last lecture we have studied the various steps which are involved in the extraction process. Okay, extraction of metals. So we have covered till the leaching method of concentration of ore. So that was the first step, concentration of ores. Now second one is extraction of crude metal. In that various steps are carried out. In that first one is calcination. Now in extraction of crude metal means impure metal. The first method can be used is calcination. Calcination is used for carbonate ore of the metal. Look here, this is example. Calcium carbonate. Directly you heat the carbonate ore in the absence of air. No oxygen should react here with this carbonate ore. It will decompose and will give you oxide ore of the metal with evolution of carbon dioxide. So we have obtained oxide ore here by calcination method and roasting. In roasting process, sulfide ore of the metals are used, and they are directly treated with excess of air or oxygen. So sulfide ore will react with oxygen and producing the oxide ore of the metal. So it is very compulsory to obtain the oxide ore because the very next step is reduction step in the extraction process. And we know what is reduction, separation of oxygen from the metal. Look here, we have taken one example here, zinc oxide, and the reducing agent used is carbon. Most of the time we use coke or pure carbon. So ZnO plus C gives Zn plus C. So we obtain metal here, and the metal obtained is zinc. Then we have the extraction of iron, which is the first metal, and we have to understand in detail the extraction of iron from its important ore hematite. So the various steps we know. First one is concentration. So the hematite ore is crushed. Hematite ore is crushed, and lighter impurities are separated in this particular step from the hematite ore. So hematite ore, after the first step of concentration, we have hematite ore here, which can be in the hydrated form, means containing water molecule. So we have to separate this water molecule from here. So we just heat the hydrated hematite ore and we get Fe2O3, and water molecules are separated. So we get dehydrated form of hematite ore. And once we obtain the dehydrated form of hematite ore, the very next step will be smelting. So in the smelting we are using the roasted ore or the dehydrated ore obtained from the second step, and you mix with calcium carbonate and coke in the blast furnace. Coke means carbon, and limestone, calcium carbonate, in a proper proportion we mix and prepare this mixture of roasted ore, limestone and carbon. Now what are the different reactions which are taking place in the blast furnace? So blast furnace having a height of 20 to 22 meters height. So here we have different zones or different chambers. In that first chamber is zone of combustion. Combustion means reaction with oxygen. From this mixture here, in the zone of combustion, which is the lowermost zone in the blast furnace. Coke means carbon. Carbon will react with oxygen which is supplied from the base of the blast furnace. Okay, and we obtain carbon dioxide. This particular reaction is exothermic reaction. Evolution of carbon dioxide or formation of carbon monoxide is an exothermic reaction. Temperature is highly increased because of this reaction. It reaches up to 1400 to 500 Kelvin. Okay, so the temperature is very high because the reaction is exothermic. Second zone here is reduction zone. In the reduction zone, the ore part of the mixture, that is hematite, okay, in Fe3O4 form reacting the carbon monoxide produced here in the zone of combustion, okay, will give you FeO iron oxide. With evolution of carbon dioxide still raising some temperature or increasing the temperature here, and FeO will further react with excess of carbon monoxide forming Fe metal. Okay, so in the reduction zone it is very clear that iron oxide is reduced to give iron, that is Fe metal. Third zone is a slag formation. Now what is slag? We'll understand here. Can you see in this mixture we are also adding limestone, calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate will first decompose because of the high temperature into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. And calcium oxide will react with the silica, which is the impurity still present in this ore, and form CaSiO3, which is a slag, okay, or impurity. Since slag is formed in this particular chamber or zone, it is called zone of slag formation, that is calcium silicate. Okay, calcium silicate. Now we have the last zone, that is zone of fusion, which is present above the zone of combustion. This one, zone of fusion. Okay, so in the zone of fusion there is a formation of molten Fe, which is obtained in zone of reduction, and also molten slag, okay, and the slag density of the slag is less than the molten iron. That's why slag will float on the molten iron zone at the bottom, okay, and very easily they can be separated. Molten iron can be separated and cooled in the zone of fusion. But the iron obtained in this last step also contains impurities. That's why it is also called pig iron, okay, which can be further refined up to 99% purity by various refining methods. So dear student, this was the extraction of iron from its ore hematite. Same way we have the extraction process for copper and zinc, and lastly aluminium. Okay, so we will also understand one more metal. I'll explain one more metal in our next video. Okay, along with that extraction of that metal, copper or aluminium or zinc, whatever, then I'll explain the last step, that is refining by various methods. So that's all for today, dear students. We'll continue in our next video with the last part of the chapter. Then we'll continue with the new chapter and last chapter for your second term examination, that is solid state. Have a nice day. Take care. Thanks for watching.